map 2, Cash. It is picked by Torpedo. That's all I'm saying, Henry. It's all you now.
Well, after what we saw on the first map, Dust 2, it seems like all respect had been lost from Mousesports. They worked out the level they were playing at, and then as soon as they went into it,
I'm not sure you can learn what you can lose, what you don't have it to begin with.
That's true, but all I'm saying is when they lost the pistol, right? But as soon as they got back into it on the eco round, Christian was like, guys, I've just got 3-1 digs. We can probably do what we like now. And then they started pushing up middle every single round. Dennis was going into lower B pretty much 13 rounds straight and getting away with it. Chris J pushing up middle, and it just seemed like they'd kind of given up by the time they got to the T side. We saw the auto sniper come out, some Zeus's, Kriegs, all sorts of things going down. But of course, this is Torpedo's pick. They will be starting on the harder side, arguably on D-Cash. So potentially, the fact they've picked this, they've got some tactical prowess on it. Would you say? Maybe they've got some set pieces of them, some of their homework on Mousesports, perhaps. And maybe they can get rolling. But after what I've just seen...
Wishful thinking from you.
Well, to be fair, like I said, the fragging...
was fairly even, yeah.
It was pretty even. Like, the exchanges were there. It wasn't like they were getting big 3-man spray downs every single time. It was 1-for-1. But like I said, the clutches just went in Mousesports' favour. Maybe the experience factor coming into there. But they did very well in the actual exchange of kills.
Oh, Twitch is slowly coming back to favor Torpedo.
Really?
I mean, you're right. Based on your point, if they could have closed out a few more rounds that went down to the 2-on-1 situations, the 1-on-1 situation, every time Mousesports lost a gun round, they actually had to go back to a save, which says how close that it was, how much they had to rebuy.
But the saves don't really mean much when you're Mousesports.
And they picked up, what was it, 2 ecos, 3 ecos?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's still such a deadly factor when going into those rounds. So.
Oh no, definitely. But you, I mean, you raised a good point, and we do go to Cash, which does have execution that's more demanding, I guess you could say, than Dust 2. I think that's probably the way to put it.
You need to be able to read what the CTs are doing. You need, especially if the T side, you need to ascertain what setups being rolled over. They're very mid-heavy setup. Whether the AWP is being facing there, and then from that point on, you need to work out where we're going to go from this point.
We've lost our pictures.
Oh yeah, the cool pictures. They had a good run.
Yeah, it was good.
It was a good 20 seconds, I think we had them for. But yeah, as I was saying, a lot of teams now, the current meta is work out, boost up middle, have one player towards B, see whether you can find a pick in middle or force the CTs back perhaps, and then you do a very fast execute out to A, smoke out the squeaky door, pop flash out of A main, and try and work the frags here. That seems to be what a lot of teams opting for at the moment. Obviously you have the options as well to come out middle and go for the vents, B split it, but it comes down to the frags initially. CTs, I think Mousesports especially, are going to be very aggressive. They're not going to allow Torpedo to even execute any of these strategies they may have. They're going to be pushing almost every juncture they have. Chris J will be going around with the AWP and is doing what he can, but it's very difficult, I think, for Torpedo to even get into a situation where they can get onto a bomb site.
I think you're dead right about the pushing as well. This is a map that's gone far more aggressive under this lineup with Mousesports. Again, yeah. Dennis is actually more so than Chris J. Chris J will push toward long every now and then, and depending on how things are playing out, if he doesn't get to op over at A, he may push B occasionally. Mid, he stays fairly passive, but Dennis will push everywhere on this map, no matter what.
So the CT's got a pretty decent B spawn here. A lot of teams push into B storage area just to try and get some information, maybe the first frag, but the T's opting for something very fast. They're boosting a middle very quickly. It seems like. Look at those
Dennis, look though, we called it. He's going to push everywhere. He's already inside Big Garage, so setting the tone early, getting information. It is a fairly standard setup otherwise, though, for the CTs, and Nex is going to have to do some damage, managing to pick up 1 kill, but they'll head towards Speedy. And the flank's going to come very quickly, but it's not going to be quick enough. They have to go for the retake on A. Tees, though, may not see this coming. He's going to play from Forklift. They've got a player at quad, and the third remaining player, Avian, at the back of the site. And Avian's already caught. He's taken down by Gobby. Tees now knows that he's going to be there, so he looks that direction, and Chris comes around from Highway and takes out the front of Forklift. Perfect retake, and it's all because how quickly that flank came through.
Yeah, the flank didn't really do that much damage initially, though. By the time they actually done anything with it, the bomb was down and they came in behind. But just a stellar retake. Got B getting 2 USP headshots there. Really opened up the round for them. Allows them to get back onto the site with enough time to defuse, of course. But the T's do get the bomb down. And what I like about Torpedo's approach so far, they don't seem to be force buying at every single opportunity like we saw with all the NA games. They actually understand that you can get the AKs out and have much better percentage chance of winning the following round after that if you allow yourself to take the AKs and armor and challenge the SMGs that the CTs may be bringing to the table. So that's exactly what we're going to see. A couple of P250s on the board, maybe just trying to get a couple of frags, but ultimately this will be going into the next round where they can really make things happen.
So Dennis to A, Speedy above on Catwalk, and Dennis already finding 1 kill. Does indicate that they're going to be inside A main. That nade's going to do huge damage. In fact, 2 kills come from it. And Speedy will take the rest.
But the CT is going to be all too aware of what's coming right now. This is where we'll see them get very aggressive. Obviously, they're keeping the SMGs. We've got a P90 and an MP9 there as well. And next, I'm not sure what gun he's got. I only see him on a Tech 9 so far. I assume that's all he's got. Just trying to keep things simple and roll up some massive money there, but they'll do something pretty aggressive here. Maybe pushing into the squeaky door area, pushing up, boosting a counter, boosting middle perhaps, but they're going to be aware that the AKs are coming.
And again, they'll push mid right now for Mousesports. It's Chris J and Nex that will be aggressive, looking potentially for a counter boost. Nex is up there. Or is he? He's gone back onto the cubby, so they haven't gone for the boost. They know they're in A main, though. They've already stacked up on top of the A site. As Speedy, he'll wait on top of Big Red. Has Chris J and Dennis both one below and above on Catwalk, but they're going to get taken down. It's Tease and Avian to come through, and Chris J just barely in time with that MP9 will get back in place. And look for the op to come out early on Chris J as he's using this SMG and using it aggressively as he shoots just about every bullet before he eventually does find decent.
That was the exact execution I was talking about from the T side. Getting some control in the A area, one pop smoke out of the squeaky door, flash coming in from A main, and you go out together. But if you're getting locked down of MP9s in that sort of situation, something's going horribly wrong. You need to be going frag for frag, pushing up towards Forklift, maybe towards Highway, and trying to isolate one area instead of all going out one by one and dying to SMGs. It's not really the way it should be going now, and that's going to force Torpedo onto a pretty difficult situation as they give their AKs away to the CTs who are already saving a lot of money. And now they're going to be P255 boosting up middle, but Nex, one of the most dangerous players on the server, will be ready for him.
Nex is dangerous but not lethal as for yet. That nade's actually going to be missed on a little bit as well because he was a little bit timid to actually peek out and get it into the proper position. Not throwing it, but he does eventually get back into Tease, and his teammates already come over to do massive damage. It's 2 kills from Speedy before he went down in mid. Dennis, auto sniper already. Get real. It's going to be 2 for that.
So Dennis with the auto sniper. Interesting to see where he actually takes that towards. I guess it's one of those weapons you can start moving around so much. Cash actually works so well on. There's so many wall bang opportunities on this map. Whether you go towards A in the squeaky door, you can spam straight through that. Obviously in the mid area as well, spamming through all the metal pieces that there, and then you obviously can go towards B as well. There's so many different situations you can use that. So it is a really viable weapon. He's going to be going towards middle now. This is the spam I was talking about. This is his teammate, why not?
You were warned, Nex. So he puts those shots through to mid, doesn't connect on anyone, so full health still for everyone on Torpedo. Avian, he's going to try and spot Chris. He'll blow out the skylight window. Late smoke on A, that'll slow things as well for Tease, who's looking at A main right now. Just staring it down with the op on the T side. But so far it's fairly common, fairly default, everything passive as you'd like. Adder's made his way over to the right side of A main and behind the bricks, but there's no pushes from the CTs, at least not yet. Chris J's now going to go, and he finds Avian, but that means that he's already been called, so he can't go all the way through. He has to fall back. Perhaps the most passive round we've seen so far from Mousesports as a result.
But getting that first frag, it is completely isolated Tease now. They need to find a pick. Tease has got the AWP. They're going to be relying on him to open up the round for them. Very difficult to execute to a bomb site when you've got the man disadvantage as well. So he's looking for something, but like you said, the CT's being very passive here, not giving anything away.
Oh, this boost could give so much. Yep, they've got it lined up. Now Dennis still not able to hit it, but Nex will pop out and take that kill away from him. Speedy again. He was using the Krieg last game. He's got the AUG out this time, and it will be the shot into Darty, but that's traded. Gobby coming back in a little bit too aggressively. It's Adder now picking up 2. He's making this a case for Torpedo. They got the bomb in position, but Tease takes a lot of damage on the Molotov that was placed on default, and they'll get the defuse. And Dennis will keep his auto sniper appropriately.
Again, getting some decent frags on the board, but the economy those guys built up. You can see Chris J is actually on $15,000 now. They weren't buying guns at all. They opted for MP9s, got some big kills with them as well. So their economy is absolutely rolling. Look at that. 2 players on around 10K after a buy here. Auto sniper sticking with Dennis as well. He's actually been finding a couple of frags of it, so why not? We can see the T-buy after the lost bonus and the bomb being planted. It's going to be reasonable as well. No Molotovs, so it's very important in cash to flush out CT players. It's angles you don't have to check. But it's going to be fine. Full buy, but maybe something a fast execute would be good for them, like a full-on A take with the... Yeah, it's actually what they're going to do. So smoke's going down to the A bomb site. Try and get a bomb down instead. Stop trying to work the picks.
So aggressive. He's already above that smoke. Does he spot it? Yet he does. Teased behind the box, gets figured out. Now they just have to be careful for Speedy, and he's got that smoke still in play. He could actually escape A main. Instead, he works toward lockers. He's got Nex waiting at the forklift, but meanwhile, it's down middle. Torpedo that will go. It's Adder to find Dennis, and Gob, with the smoke in front of him, can't push through and punish them for walking up highway, which means Nex has a lot of pressure immediately going to be applied onto him at A, specifically now that Speedy's gone down, but he's found the bomb on the way in. Nice shot on the second, and Nex, the accuracy he possesses is absolutely ungodly. He does go down to Adder in the end, but Gob getting the trade leaves himself exposed to Avian. It's a one-on-one. Chris J has to rotate around, and he guesses correctly, and coming out from Z, Avian punished before he can even get stabilized inside the A site.
So the CT's pushing into the A storage area, and they get some great intel. The first kill comes down, but it was actually quite clever from the T's. They went straight out of the middle, tried to bait in the A take, but what they got some great kills, 2 frags onto the bomb site, but the man at his necks, and he did some great work in that upper area. Took down 2 great headshots, and got them straight back into it. Came down to a 1-on-1 in the end. Chris J had position on him though, and that's going to be the 6th round in a row for Mousesports. You can see the double AWP setup now coming in, and what can the T's do to get back into this? They're going to be forced to buy Tech 9s and armor. Obviously, with the loss bonus, it's going to be absolutely fine. They can still get a full buy next round, so why not? They have got 1 smoke grenade, so the smoke coming into quad, hot flash coming out, and again, we'll see the single round coming in.
And Speedy already finding the first frag with the AWP. Adder, who potentially could drop next, but he does manage to cross over into the site. Speaking of next, it's Next that gets the kill onto him as a result because he changes his angle to the double op setup. It's all favorable. That's a risky peek to take with the Tech 9, is it not? All the way down highway from the quad. Manages somehow to get across the site, though. Does punish Speedy at electrical box, but go no further, get no round. 7-0 Mousesports.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is where the T side now, they are reset. They get the full buy once again. AWP on T's. Just having a look at the scoreboard quickly. He has only got 2 frags in 7 rounds. The fragging hasn't really been there so much for Torpedo so far. T, I think he's the man we're looking to get these opening picks and try to get them into the round. So he's got to run and work out how he can do this. Every execute they've gone to do, like I said, the CT's pushing in, getting the first frag and falling back and just isolating it before it even has a chance to begin. But they are waiting now. Looks like the T's playing a lot more passively, waiting for these pushes to come in perhaps and seeing whether they can catch out the CTs. And just looking at Chris J now, he is pushing right into the B storage area, and he's going to be met by Avian. Who's going to win this battle? It's going to come down in a second.
Chris not certainly going to win it on the first shot. Damage done, though. Avian got tagged up through the wall, so down to 36. As we switch our attention over to Speedy inside the A site, in fact, behind the forklift. A couple nades rain in on top of him, but all that is to deter any pushes forward into A main, chasing the remaining players of Torpedo, who have now fallen back toward a boost at middle. But Nex is aware of it, so he's got that flash out. They're coming in numbers, though. They've actually already crossed over that midpoint, too, as Darty's inside Cubby. And interestingly enough, they've given up middle. A smoke at the top of highway and on Z connector allows the T's to get a bit more forward, a bit more presence in that position of the map. So look for an A split because Avian's got bomb back now in A main. But they've got Dennis, Nex, and Speedy on the site. And Speedy's actually getting aggressive toward the top of the highway at the E-box. Good flash out. That'll cover off both, but now he's smoked out from A main, so he's got to get back inside the site more passively. They're still searching for him, and that allows Dennis to find the shot, but Darty does get the kill in the end. So it all comes down to just Dennis in the site, and he can't hit a no-scope at quad. Bomb should be planted from this, as they have the man advantage, very low on HP. No nades up, though. Thankfully, Gobby has one, but he's not close enough. Chris J might just go for this defuse. That's a little bit bold. I dare say, in fact, that's not something he would do against a top team or even consider. Either way, Avian closing the round.
He is one of those crazy moments, didn't he? And we can see a pause actually coming in. That's going to be one of the Mousesports players dropping out. But that was actually a really nice round from Torpedo. You can see they're actually playing really well. Look at that shot from Dennis. Oh, could have got the no-scope there. I didn't actually see that one. But they isolated the mid-area, pushed the CTs back, and then split onto A. Very difficult for the CTs to hold that situation. They're actually stuck on the bomb site towards the quad and the bomb plant area and got completely locked down. Very fast pushes from them and did great work there. That's actually a very convincing round for them. Maybe more things like that, just simple pushes onto the bomb sites could actually get them some more rounds on the board. But having a look at the frags quickly, we can see Speedy actually leading the charge. He's got 10 kills himself, and the rest of the guys pretty much average across the board. 6, 8, and 8 for Chris J there. And that's going to be the first round on the board for Torpedo. Obviously puts him in a very fragile position now. The rounds before this have been very one-sided, so if they were to lose this one, it puts them down to potentially a double eco. So let's see what they can do to answer back now.
Chris J's only died once.
Really? Is that the time? Oh my god, that's actually the round he just went for when he went for a full defuse and a 3-on-1. Okay, that's interesting. But we can see...
Gave them a chance in that one.
What, by not even being part of the round, just jumping onto the bomb?
Yeah, just jump on the bomb. He hasn't died, so might as well give them a free shot, right? At that point, he thought he was invincible. He could definitely pull off that defuse.
Well, this is a round that Torpedo win. They actually may knock Mousesports onto an eco, so this could be quite big for them. Let's see how it goes. Chris J again pushing into that B area, just wants the first frag. He just doesn't care anymore, pushing as much as he wants.
That's surprising. They'll do this over and over again on the Mousesports side. Dennis is figured out, though. They know he's pushed up. That op shot misses, and that allows him to hit the shot on Adder. So now they've got A main under control. Do the CTs. A coming back through. Oh, teammate Speedy. Massive amount of damage on Dennis. I'm a little bit shocked by that.
Why did that happen?
I have no idea.
Interesting.
He was clearly exiting B, Corey.
Well, we got 5. Corey, so we got 5-on-3 situation. Now, this is with the aggressive play from the CCs you see so much, and when you are the stronger players, those situations do favour you. Chris J is pushing in by himself, taking down the first T player, then it fell apart from there. It's going to be a 5-on-3. They have got mid control, though. This worked out for them last round, but with the man disadvantage they have right now and no real information as to where the CTs are, it's going to be very difficult to even find a frag. 30 seconds remaining. Can they do anything with this? Tease is going to be getting to the AWP.
Well, they might have mid control, but look at how much mobility is lost in the fact that there's 3 people in A. So even if they look toward Highway, there's a good counter. Instead, they're going to split B. And Decent's actually going to cut off these rotation points by getting all the way through Z Connector. That's a good kill to pick up because now Torpedo's found the kills inside the B site, but they're all gone. Eventually traded back by Gobby. It leaves Decent to run back toward that site, and he's only got 6 seconds, so he has to play the bomb. It's over. He's got a kill. It's done. They won't even get the second player inside the site. Gobby will end up getting the kill, but Nex was playing it smart. He wasn't anywhere to be found.
Yeah, Godbeat is waiting in that checkers area, not facing whatsoever. Just hiding at the back. Here we go. Here's the highlight. He actually waited quite a long time, but here we go. Here comes the face. Takes down the bomber. Takes down the second player, and I think he got a third as well. But fantastic stuff from him. Nice patience. Got them another round on the board. And this is what we're talking about. The dangerous situation of Pits. Torpedo when they only get $1,400 going into this round. So no force buy from them. Tech 9s, Deagles, P250s, and maybe going for something very fast again. They actually got no utility to play with, so it's going to be a straight up rush. Not really much more they can do than that.
So Mouse with another substantial lead, wanting to wrap up the series in 2 into the site. Speedy will burn one alive. Dennis will shoot down the other, so 2 kills versus the only first one to come back, 1 from Adder. And look at Chris J. He's actually already pushing. We mentioned that this was going to happen. We've already seen it highlighted so many times. This time he comes from the B tunnels, gets in behind mid, drops the bomb, and the last player as well.
Too easy for Chris J. He's having a good time. Interesting enough, like that just shows you how good he can be with rifles as well. He's one of the few AWPers in the world who can actually pick up a rifle and be very, very good with it as well. And like I said before, he's more than willing to let the other players pick up the AWP if he's not having a particularly good day as well. So very strong stuff from him so far, pushing all over the place. But here we go then, Torpedo, 11th round, looking to get their second round on the board. They have gone for a full AK buy here. Tease perhaps hasn't had that much impact with the AWP so far, but a more B aggression from the Tease this time. Actually going to try and isolate Chris J and get that first frag in their favour this time.
That's Chris J looking for a few more kills, a few more aggressive plays at that B position. The smoke's out though, so they can't get through it. Gobby though, he's going to put out one of his own. Deployment will slow down the Torpedo side, and in fact, he smartly dodges the nade by falling further inside checkers. It's a good read by Gobby. Not so good by Chris J, though, as he reappears in front of Tease, and you don't tease a man named Tease. He knows how teasers play, and they don't play nice because he's killed him.
How far are you going with this?
I'm done here.
It was good. I enjoyed it.
As Speedy will wait with, again, an AUG out. But Dennis doesn't care what's going on over at A. He's now got another kill on to Darty. It's Nex that waits inside the vent, so good swing position to be able to control middle. He'll just have to wait it out and see if it's going to be Tease to push forward and go for him or not, because the bomb is over toward those B tunnels. In fact, they're just going to pick that up now. 35 seconds. They've essentially got to commit.
Yeah, it's a full eco, full fake if maybe, and he's trying to get some attention towards the A side. If he can find a frag, pull some CTs over, that'll be perfect.
He has actually done just that because Nex has already left the vents, and Gobby is the only last cowboy, I guess you could say, waiting on B. He's low HP as well. He's only on 12. Actually, take that back, 35, 12 for Dennis. And it's a trade, so Gobby's down. Bomb will go in for Adder, 1 versus 3. He's stuck on the platform, and the flash won't allow him to push out as he planned, but he hears the first player coming in. It's Nex. Does he win the duel? He hasn't. He's sprayed away so many times, and Nex ends up getting it back.
Pretty awkward duel, to be honest. He should have had that kill a little bit sooner, but Nex does take him down. And it was quite a nice attempt. I think that's all Torpedo could have done. The fake was pretty convincing, to be fair. Like, the smokes went down, flashes went out. Had he fired 1, maybe 2 frags, could have really done something there, but the fake did work. They got onto the side, but Godby taking on the first player, left the guy in a 1 or 3 situation. And this is the awkward exchange of frags. Both players looking a little bit silly here, but ultimately Next does get the frag eventually, and there it is, actually finishes off with style. So now, again, the T's in a horrible place, forced by here, but after losing 3 in a row, they should be okay for cash next round, to be fair to them. So here we go again then. It looks like the simple AXQ maybe coming in. You've got your player Darty, he's got the smoke, he'll just be doing the smoke toward quad, flashing out from the A main area and just seeing what they can do with it.
Speedy goes into the corner, they pre-fire it, and he goes, yeah, I'm gonna leave. So back into the site he goes. Smoke's deployed in front of Squeaky, gives some entry, at least gets them closer to quad, but not close enough to overtake Speedy. And somehow, and I'm not sure how, Dennis just ran through the middle of the site with everyone blind with a Zeus out trying to find a kill, and yet no one was in front of him.
Oh dear. I'm not a fan when the Zeus comes out. But yeah, that tactic, right? It's one that Envy used to run the old lineup all the time. It's one they defined a lot. When you have the Tech 9s, you bail out with the smokes, one flashbang. But the way they used to do it was you go towards the highway area, you push out and isolate one area. You don't push through your own smoke and hope for the best and then give the CTs free spray downs. That's really a big issue for you if you do that. But another round on the board for Mousesports there, and it's going to be a full eco now for Torpedo, and it should be pretty easy pickings for Next as he opens up the fragging onto T's. A 5-on-4 situation now, but who said that though? Darty gets an incredible 1-dig onto Speedy, and maybe they have something left in this round.
So many 1-digs in this series. Gobby going to deploy a smoke toward middle, and he's got the AUG this time. He's also dropped down the bomb, so they'll have that information to work off of. Not to mention 2 players in that mid position and a push coming in from A-Long. Chris J still getting aggressive on B, might find a kill onto Avian before that push comes in. And in fact, as Chris does get that kill, it was Dennis to go down, pushing all the way through. So the flank amounts to nothing. Leaves us still in a man advantage situation for Mousesports, and still Gobby staring at that bomb with the AUG. He's lost a lot of HP, as is Chris J, who's gone to peek with them. And in fact, Gobby pays the price for it, but Nex is up close. Nex will close it out. Again, taking a bit longer than perhaps necessary on the spray, but it's 12-1.
Yeah, another pretty simple round. This is where it gets interesting now. We're at the 14th round. Torpedo have 1 on the board. They need at least 3, I'm going to say. So they need to get this one and the next to even have any sort of chance of going into this next half with even a glimmer of hope. But let's see what we can do. T's again, picking up the AWP. As I said before, not really done that much of it in terms of opening frags, but he will be boosted up into the mid area this time. Well, actually, he won't. He's going to be boosting up a teammate, and maybe they're going to go for something a little bit faster.
They bought 4 Zeuses in this round. Chris already shot his coming out of spawn. So I wonder what's in the plans right now for Mousesports as they boost a player inside events. Unfortunately, the plans for Torpedo are seemingly dominant because they found 2 kills. That's canceled though. Gobby getting 1, and I love how Dennis has got money for more, but he wants the shotgun. Continuous shoulder peeking. It's done damage to Darty, and it eventually, from that range, will take Darty down. Poor guy.
Oh, that was so awkward to watch. Like 10 auto shotgun bullets. You know you're going to die as well. Bad times for him. But 3-on-1 now. Tease. Guy's got the bomb. Has got some time to play with. Will get it down. But it should be dealt with pretty swiftly.
He's missing on that first shot. Hitting that would have given him a bit of a chance at the bottom of highway, but now that shotgun that we've already seen menacing away at middle has arrived, and Dennis picking up 2 kills with it is now going to get knifed by his teammate.
No, we don't want to see that.
Okay,
no
I thought he was going to.
No team kills today, please.
You get kicked from the game for inducing too much team damage.
Right
Inflicting,
then.
that's the word I was looking for.
That is the right. Inducing is quite good there. Okay, so the T's, final round. Again, I don't want to be a pessimist, but this one is pretty much GG at this stage. If you haven't got any rounds to play with going to the second half, you're not going to win against Mousesports. But here we go. They have got a full buy.
Someone odd shot that moment in case he's wrong.
Yeah?
Just in case.
Just in case, okay. Fine. I'll put my money where my mouth is, to be honest.
Again, Mousesports. Last round of the first half, and they'll go back to the same old faithful as they push forward. Look at Gobby. He wants this Zeus. They want one before the half's over.
Get it as well, you know.
I know, you just get this weird, eerie feeling, don't you? That his positioning could work out in AUG as well. He swaps over to that headshot. Dennis again already using the shotgun. There's your chance for the Zeus, Gobby. Instead, it's the assist for Nex to take down Teased. And Nex turns back and finds Darty. That's the end of the first half, 14-1. And unlike Dust 2, the rounds weren't even close this time.
Yeah, I think our analysis going into this game, not really knowing too much about this team, was pretty correct. Mousesports just seem to be out-fragging them at every sort of opportunity they have, pushing like I said they would, getting into all the advantageous positions, taking their ability to them, and it's worked so well that they're actually being a little bit silly now. Auto shotguns, Orcs coming out, Zeus's. And again, there's not really much I can take away from this apart from Mousesports is pushing and not allowing Torpedo to actually execute properly onto the bomb site. The round they did win was actually pretty cool. The mid split from highway onto A site, that worked really well for them. Perhaps they could have done more of that, taking the mid control. But we go into the first round now. Mousesports will be on the T side looking for one to get to match point.
Get it over with quickly. Remember, we still have our second matchup of the evening coming up. It is Hellraisers coming off their win at Acer Predator. Masters going up against Team Kingwin, who's also been on form and qualifying for the major. But first, we let Mousesports finish the slaughter, as it really clearly is. Dennis getting 3 kills. Not a bad round for him. It's T's. Chris J ends up getting that kill. Surprised that Speedy didn't get it, at least an assist credit, and there it is. Now we're really into it.
Oh God, when that happens, you know things are getting bad. But there we go. It's going to be 15-1 in favor of Team Mousesports. Obviously, Torpedo have to buy this, but it can only really go one way. They really need to do something special to even get back into this round, let alone this match. So let's see how this one goes down.
Give me that pistol, I'll knife you. And he does throw it over. Zeus spot up for Speedy. We haven't seen a kill from it yet, but they still want to try. Why not? As Dennis will get inside vents from mid. AK to blow them both out. He's caught, though. Mid-air shot. Avian, he's not going to let them touch the ground. Michael Jordan might be able to fly, but these guys are not able to land. Icarus's wings have melted too close to the sun, and Nex coming up with another kill in response, though. We'll pull this round back. Another scout shot as Decent drops down, and Nex is being an absolute monster. Again, match point for Mousesports and only 1 for Torpedo. Nex can't hit that shot on Adder, though, so the Deagle does eventually do the job that's required of it. But leaves Speedy to come around. He's got this SMG, and it's caught out. Adder's going to cause the eco to happen. Torpedo now get 2. Mousesports not done. A long way to go for Torpedo if they even want a chance.
Pretty sure Mousesports will just force buy every single time until they win this now. They know they can.
That seems like the mentality they're playing with.
Yeah, they'll just be doing everything they can. I don't think we'll see a single eco from them this time. They know they've got such a bed to play with. So why not? They've got the Deagles out, the Tech 9s, looking to some flamboyant play. Speedy actually getting the Zeus out again. He actually hasn't got a pistol. He's got a Glock, armor, and a Zeus. So that shows you where he's at.
Shot come out from B site. It's Decent with the SMG that he's recovered. That MP7, not only recovering it, but also picking up money with it now. Earn cash fast. Click here. As Decent wants to click on top of Gobby. Unfortunately, he does, but it doesn't work out. The internet scheme was too good to be true. Now he's infested with viruses and has to sit out this round, as his teammates will have to do the rest of the damage. Speedy will go down, and it leaves just Chris J 1 on 4. Chris, all the way back toward middle, is trapped inside the corner against Tees. They don't even need to boost to go try and force this from vents because they have the bomb down in B. So it's really just a matter of time, and time has expired.
Well, as I said before, I don't think Mousesports will be doing any ecos here, but if they wanted to close this one out quickly, that would be the right thing to do. Just do a rush with the Glocks, but of course they're not going to do that. This is Mousesports. They want to finish this with style and 4 spies and no scouts this time. So Deagles, Tech 9s, armor, some smokes, some flashbangs. There's going to be a full rifle buy from Torpedo. Maybe they can hold off the Germans for a little bit longer. Let's see how this one goes down as we go into round number 19 now. 15-3 in favor of Mousesports.
Adder looking to get on top of Catwalk. He's going to be the swing position as well, so he's gone back down highway. This helps support up their middle just a little bit, and that's important because Avian's gone. But the problem is they've taken 2 players completely off A and gone to B. So even though this is an eco, Mousesports have good control of the A side. It's got to be a retake, and Speedy's holding Decent in place, so it's a retake with 2 members just by having that single lurk. As Decent manages to get further back toward the tree, but he's still going to do battle. So we see that on our left screen while the retake is attempted on the main screen. Adder finding Chris J. Gives Darty a bit more room to dart around the site. He manages to get a little more forward. Adder's now going to find Dennis. There's 1 left before they can go for this defuse, and that's Gobby. He's in that smoke. He tries to go for the Houdini, but they're already getting this defused, and there's nothing that Speedy can do about it. So it will be 4th round for Torpedo.
Yep, pretty nice execute onto the A-bomb side from Mousesports. Obviously got a bomb down, it's going to boost the economy up. They'll be able to keep applying the pressure after getting so many kills in the CT. They are knocking and grinding away at the economy of them, but They will, of course, be answering back with yet another Force Buy. As we said, the Zeus coming out again for Speedy. He will be opting for a Glock and Zeus buy. They might want to just keep this one going for as long as possible, man, I think. They don't want to end it. They're enjoying themselves.
Oh, absolutely. I don't blame them, you know.
You don't blame them?
Good. You know, Tuesday night. Maybe it's even Monday. I don't know anymore.
I don't know what
Counter-Strike action. It's Tuesday. It's like golf midweek. Just have it leisurely. Although a lot more violent than golf.
Yeah.
Theoretically speaking.
In some way.
The intention of it is a lot more violent than golf. And this round is shedding a lot more blood than typically is shed on a golf course, as it's down now to 2 men remaining for Mousesports. A good hold here from Torpedo. Avian has to switch to the pistol, and he actually gets taken down by Nex. Another Deagle play. Now it's 1-on-2. If Nex can pull this off, it would be a fitting way to end what's been a pretty tall task for Torpedo throughout most of the evening. In fact, he's now with the op. He's trying to wait for Nex to force out because he's put that Molotov in a position that he thinks will do so, but he's not actually taking the peek. And that's due to the fact that his teammate is also down below. There's no need to rush this. Nex has to plant it sometime in the next 30 seconds.
Bomb has been planted.
And he manages to. And interestingly, they're stacked up. I'm confused by this because Nex has a chance! And Nex does it! How fitting is an end to that? Why do they both go to heaven? I can't figure that out.
I guess they're going with the mentality of, if, oh, you've killed one here, you wouldn't ever suspect the second guy to be up here with me. But Nex is too fast for that. And another fantastic clip for his montage of frags he's been picking up the last couple of months. So what a great way to finish it. I'm glad he did, because that would have gone on for quite a while, the Zeus buys they were doing.
Yeah, the Zeus buys. We never got to see a Zeus kill.
No.
The highlight of me for the entire match, though, was still those 3 Deagles from Chris J.
Absolutely. That was when the game was actually still, we didn't know where it was going, and it was quite exciting, answering back from the pistol round, so that was quite cool. But let's take a look at the fragging. Who stepped up for you? I think it's going to be Nex.
Good strat call or for you, shot caller for Vulcan, because he's gotten a bunch of headshots this evening as well.
So who did you have as your shot caller?
Scream.
Oh, okay. Well, you still got another big man to come.
I still got 3 games coming up.
Well, maybe.
I think so.
There we go.
But there's the MVP. Pretty straightforward. Almost the lowest deaths on the server. Had 3 first kills, only 1 assist, but 21 kills. Ties, who did he tie? It looks like he tied Dennis.
Yeah, that's right. They both got the same, I think.
Yeah, not too bad at all. Headshots, though, he definitely led the way with 14. So great match for Nex. 2-0 for Mousesports. They move into the finals. Best of 5 finals. They'll play either Hellraisers or Team Kingwin. We'll find out. We're going to take a break before we get there, obviously, because this one ended in a quite quick manner. But we'll be back live shortly with that matchup, Hellraisers, Team Kingwin. Don't go anywhere. Finding 1 kill does indicate that they're going to be inside. I mean, that nade's going to do huge damage. In fact, 2 kills come from it.
At weapons, you can start moving around so much. Cash actually works so well. There's so many wall bang opportunities on this map. Whether you go towards A in the squeaky door, you can spam straight to that.
Went down in mid. Dennis, auto sniper already. Get real. It's going to be 2 for that. In front of them can't push through and punish them for walking up highway, which means Nex has a lot of pressure immediately going to be applied onto him at A. Specifically now that Speedy's gone down, but he's found the bomb on the way in. Nice shot on the second, and Nex.
He actually waited quite a long time, but here we go. Here comes the face. Takes down the bomber. Takes down the second player, and he's got a third as well.
This time he comes from the B tunnels, gets in behind mid, drops the bomb, and the last player as well.